Hi everyone, this is Tarun from Deep Thought. So in this video, I'll be talking about the concept of a technical product manager and why I think this is the future and why Deep Thought is working very extensively to groom children to get the kind of capabilities to grow as technical product managers. And I'll also talk about the selection process which we have at Deep Thought for the role of TPM. And interestingly, the same video is being forwarded to everybody who applies for a TPM role at Deep Thought. So I think you get a very first-hand account of how industry goes about TPMs by watching this video. So firstly, I think if you talk about TPM, there's a difference between a technical product manager and a product manager. So a product manager is more of an external facing product manager, as in a product manager would talk to external stakeholders like customers and so on, understand their needs and direct the product towards the customer's needs. While a technical product manager is more of internal facing product manager, somebody who comes with rich domain expertise and then works with the engineering team to ensure the product is shaping well. For example, if you're building a healthcare product, you would hire somebody with expertise in healthcare who can then carve out a very nice product which can solve problems in the healthcare space. Now, Deep Thought is working in the education space. So we would look at people who have an appreciation for learning, who are self-learners, who read a lot and who enjoy this entire process of self-awareness, self-discovery and learning, because such people can bring this competency into the tech space where you think of how you can productize all those ideas which are in your head. What do I mean by it? There is somebody who's a very good teacher. There's somebody who's a very good teacher. Now you want to create a product which does the same job that a good teacher does. So you're taking the domain expertise of teaching and then you're converting the domain expertise into a tool which can help people in learning. So a technical product manager basically does that. Translate a certain domain expertise into technology. So what would be required in a good technical product manager? So A is structured thinking, the ability to look at the domain insights and capture all of that as structures. Being able to articulate them as structures is extremely important, because even if you do not have the domain expertise, you might go interview people who are working in the domain, get some insights by interviewing the experts in the domain. But once you get insights of different people, you've got to be able to put those insights properly in a certain structure. So structured thinking becomes very important. And along with structured thinking, if I may say, that abstract thinking, right? Being able to, you're getting a lot of pointers, a lot of information from different channels. Can you zoom out of that and see an abstract picture, right? Like, what is abstract thinking? In a simple way, abstract thinking is someone says, say circle, square, and rectangle. You abstract out and say, okay, these are shapes. Someone says Sachin, Ganguly, Dravid. You abstract out and say Indian batsman. Got to have that abstract thinking. I mean, these are trivial examples, but then when you start interviewing people, you have to be able to find those patterns around what is coming in. That's one side of the story where you're able to structure all that knowledge and organize it in frameworks. The second side of the story is the hardcore product management part, where you're able to come up with wireframes around this whole thing. You're able to storyboard what is your user trying to do. How does this tool interact with the user, and what is the user finally able to achieve with the help of this product? You're able to see that entire story. Once you see that entire story, then being able to construct wireframes of what are the various features which you require, what are the wireframes, how do they look like, and so on. Then you have to work with the UI designers to ensure those wireframes are translated into a UI which creates the kind of user experience that you would like. And once the software developers execute it, you do a beta run with a few early users and see if it is achieving the kind of outcomes which you wanted to achieve. So is it having the kind of power which you had envisioned in the first place? So while the knowledge and wisdom layers of structured thinking, abstract thinking are one side of it, the other side of it would be an understanding of UX, an understanding of UI, and an understanding of how to develop wireframes so that the software team can then execute. So this is what we look for in a TPM at Deep Thought. So what do we do at Deep Thought? Well, we consider ourselves a technological product innovation company, and we are working with a vision of uh, creating technology through which every school and every college across the world can become an MIT, Harvard, or ICER type research institute by 2030. Technology which can democratize research. And I think at Deep Thought, almost everybody in the team functions like a TPM. We are a 20-member team right now, and almost everybody in the 20-member team functions like a TPM because everybody goes through very intensive training on mental models, psychological theories on how learning takes place, what are the various learning behaviors, how you can be a better learner, how you can be open to various kinds of learning, and so on. So everybody experiences learning of different kinds, learning in the emotional dimension, learning in the intellectual dimension, learning in the values dimension, and so on. So then everybody sits and figures out how to make wireframes and so on. So now we are looking to add a few more to the team because some of our folks are moving away from product management into community building, marketing, and so on. So we thought we'll pick up some fresh folks who can bring a new thought process into how we think of products here at Deep Thought. And now I'd like to tell you a very interesting story. So today we're talking a lot about no-code movement, right? That you can build technology without actually having to code. You have these no-code platforms with drag and drop kind of features where with almost writing in human languages, you can instruct the machine of how it is supposed to function, how it is supposed to look, and so on. So it's less to do with coding and more to do with how you communicate with the no-code platform to realize your technology. Now with a lot of no-code platforms coming in, I think the demand for product managers and technical product managers is only going to increase because you'll need people who will bring domain expertise in different fields and translate the domain expertise into very good products. So I was telling the story on LinkedIn today morning where I was saying that you walk into an Indian supermarket and you see the number of products which are listed there. That shows the appetite which Indian market has for products. That's the diversity of products which we've been creating in India, right, in the last 10 years at least. So likewise, you open Play Store and you'll see the kind of digital products which are being listed there. That's the appetite which Indian market has towards digital products. And this is only going to increase with mobile penetration and internet penetration increasing, and with people getting that appetite, and also the phones are getting more powerful day by day. They can accommodate many more mobile apps right now than probably what they would 5 years back. So there's a huge appetite for products. So probably a lot more TPMs would be required going forward because you'll need people who will actually figure out various things which can be done through technology. Like just yesterday, I was hearing about some company which is trying to productize growth marketing. So there are a lot of startups which are coming up, and the startups need to find strategies for growth. So I was told that there's a company which is building an interface, and through this product, you can do all the market research, you can do all the strategizing, and you can save a lot of money which you would otherwise spend on consultants for doing your growth. So a lot of things which human beings are doing, you can actually build products to do that. I mean, it's not that you're replacing human beings, but maybe the skill level required in the human beings would come down. I mean, what I mean by that is, earlier, if you wanted nice photographs, you needed a very good photographer. Today, if you're willing to settle for average photographs, you can probably click them yourself and use Instagram and use all the filters on Instagram to come out with decent photographs. So basically what technology is doing is the skill barrier is reducing because normal people using the technology can produce better output. So going forward, I think we're going to tap into a lot of new fields, right? There's a lot of untapped potential. So there's an opportunity for so many more products to be built, and who are going to be building these products? You need a lot of TPMs. to work closely with engineering teams, blend the domain expertise with the engineering teams to build new kinds of products which are bringing the power of technology into fields where you earlier didn't think technology could have a role to play. I mean, for example, let's say today there's a huge need for counselors with mental health issues and so on. What if somebody with a psychology background comes in and builds a product which handles many issues and which can solve a lot of problems? I'm not saying you'll avoid going to a counselor, but if there are a lot of problems which can be solved on the product itself, maybe people's mental health will get better because you don't meet a counselor every day. But rest of the time, by doing these activities and doing this wellness stuff on the app, probably you're going to improve your mental health, and probably you're more willing, or you have the right attitude towards how you approach the counselor when you meet, or you can think of various problems which can be solved. So the domain expertise can be brought into the product fold through the TPM. So this is what is exciting about TPMs. So at Deep Thought, we have a very intensive selection process. We look for people who have that fire in the belly, who want to achieve something, who have that learnability, who are willing to learn new things. So this is what we look for in people. Because for me, I think when I look at hiring youngsters, that alignment with what the company is doing, that sense of excitement that, okay, somebody's building an ambitious product like this, which can democratize research, that excitement is something which I look forward to, because I believe if someone is highly aligned with the organization and aligned with the larger cause, the person becomes capable of delivering 200%, 300%. Because when you know that you're doing something not for yourself, but for a larger cause, I think you get a lot of strength. I mean, I'm sure we all agree that if you're not interested in something, you can't do it well. If you're interested, you can probably deliver 100%. But if you're interested and you also see larger purpose that you're doing this to make the world a better place to live in, you can give a 200%, 300%. So the heart of the selection process at Deep Thought is in picking up people who see the larger cause and connect with the larger cause of Deep Thought. So in case you're watching this video because you're applying for the TPM role, then I strongly recommend that you check out various videos of Deep Thought, various articles on Deep Thought, read the website carefully and understand what is the technological vision of Deep Thought. And only if you're excited about what Deep Thought is building, take this selection process forward, because Deep Thought is not meant for everyone. It is not to undermine you or demean you, but it is only to say that we're working on a very hard problem. When I say we want to transform every school and every college into an MIT or a Harvard, I'm sure you'll agree that that's probably a very ambitious goal. So, but if you're excited about it and you'd also want to travel on this very difficult journey, well, then pick up this link and complete the selection process. I'm eagerly looking forward to talking to you. So our idea is not to label people as saying you're the best, you're the worst, and so on. Our idea is to pick up the people who are excited about what we are working on, because those are the people who will be able to, really help us realize our vision. And if you think you're one among them, do go ahead, and I'm sure you'll enjoy the selection process. Thanks a lot for listening to me patiently.